Hey loves, I wanted to come on this afternoon and just talk from the heart today. Talk a little bit about myself and be transparent. The topic today may be struggle and stability. This is in between moments we don't always share, but I just wanted to be transparent today to talk about Boss Mom Stay Fit, who I am, coming from starting life over from separation to widow, being a single mother, raising children. Boss Mom Stay Fit, I wasn't just born out of a business, it was born out of my breakdown, my faith, my own journey of starting over, making big decisions on my own. I had to make and protect my peace, my children, and everything in between in reference to making decisions, my purpose in life as being married for 12 years and going from family to living on my own and making a decision to separate. So one of the topic points and talking points today in reference to just me being transparent, a personal turning point in reference to separation, moving back to Philadelphia, having family come to get me and to help me and love on me and take me in and my children in. The time of making decisions of not knowing, I really had to start over within these last 6 years. And I'm telling this because I want to be transparent, also encourage someone, one of my queens today, that just made a decision to just get back on the right track, because sometimes life is overwhelmed for us. However, what shifted everything for me, it wasn't just a separation. It was the moment I had to make a conscious decision. The moment I had to realize I had been holding on to something that was breaking me, holding on to something that was shaping me to lose my identity. I was breaking throughout the years more than it was building me. And no one wants to break up a family, because I am an advocate and a strong believer that having children, it should be a two-parent household. It should be a family setting. Absolutely. Right? So I had to deal with a lot of guilt with making these decisions as well. But I had to look in the mirror and ask, am I staying because I'm strong? I really don't like that whole strong woman thing. It makes me cringe. But that's another topic that we'll talk about. And you could drop in the comments how you feel about the word saying strong woman, strong black woman. I want to know how you feel about that word, and we'll get back to that one. So drop it in the comment how you feel about I am a strong woman. Okay. But I had to make these decisions. I had to ask myself, am I staying because I'm strong or because I'm scared? And the truth was, my peace, my sanity, my children's emotional safety, I had to put all of those things in aspect because they are on the line. And when I say this, I'm not saying this just in reference to my husband. I'm saying in reference to the both of us. We were no good for each other anymore, and it was spoiling off in our home and with our children. So I just wanted to make that clear, because sometimes in a marriage, it's the both, and we have to make some decisions. So for me, leaving wasn't easy. It meant letting go of the dream and the structure. So the dream was that things will work out and we'll be able to watch our kids grow together. The family, the dream, the family structure, the family I fought so hard to keep together. I really did, for my children and for myself and for my husband. I think that we all deserve love, unconditional love. But sometimes love is not enough, and we become overwhelmed and we become broken. But deep down, I knew staying would have eventually destroyed me, in a way of me losing myself and the emotional state that I was in. For me in my journey, I did make the decision to move back to Philly. I packed up everything that I could. I called my family, and they were there to support me, to love on me at the time of need. My broken pieces, my fear, they all existed. I was broken, I was in fear. My prayers and me starting over, It was just so much. I didn't have a job lined up. I didn't have no credit. I didn't have no rental history. I didn't have anything. I didn't know what and how I was going to make it with my children and my brand new grandbaby, right? But I knew that I needed to do what it was that I needed to do. That was my turning point. Not because I had it all figured out, because I didn't. But I knew I had to hit the ground running, and I had to come back to Philly to get back to what I know, to get in the place that I needed to be. Then that makes you become into survival mode, but we'll talk more about that. But I did finally choose me, and I was in a happy place. I felt relieved making the decision that I made. So, on that journey, and for you, if you're going through life change, if you're going through your own fearless, intentional journey, the one thing that I will speak from experience that is important, because we all fall off. This is not an easy walk. But one of the things that is important is knowing how emotional chaos can block ability, and we're pressing to the mark of starting over and now creating stability. You can't build a stable life in a mental chaotic space. So where do we go from here, right? We're overwhelmed, we're starting over, we don't really have a knowing, but we got to put everything together. And again, I'm telling you that I came up here with nothing, not even a job lined up. When your emotions are irregular, everything suffers. Because when you get to that place of, like I did, I hustled. I had a job in the first couple of months. I started working again. I started making good money. In 4 months, I had me and my kids, we had a place. So I did with the things that I needed to do, because I put things in motion. And when you put things in motion, whatever those things are, it will come to you. But you have to shift your mindset, because when your emotion and everything is unregulated, everything suffers. And that's your money, your mindset, and your moves, okay? Now, I'm a loner. I am, but I learned how to be intentional with spending time with family and friends, and even with my children. But one of the things that is important is letting people in. Have good discernment, have discipline, know when to be able to know what is a distraction, what is draining you, and what is helping you. Okay, because oftentimes we override our intuition, and that is how what leads into setbacks for us. So whatever that thing is, I just encourage you to stay focused on the goal, on the prize, and on the longevity of your lifestyle, of transformation, and your journey of wanting to change. Because the damage of hitting circles, criticism, and fake concerns from people that you allow in your life, people who criticize your growth while pretending to be in your corner, that can become overwhelming as well, with you trying to make a shift. And no one wants to go through a process of feeling lonely, but you have to understand something. When you have your own dreams and goals, it is about protecting your peace and your balance, and not being so emotionally attached to others. Okay, so let your no mean no, and your yes be intentional, not emotional. The hidden triggers that you may have, I will suggest, because even me now, I'm going through therapy and having someone to talk to. Because sometimes it is good to have a friend, a family member that you can talk to, that there's no judgment zone, that can give you good sound advice, spiritual advice. I do have that in my life, and I do thank God for that. But sometimes you do need to get professional help. That's God put doctors here on earth for, to give us the help that we need, the guidance that we need to help regulate our thoughts and our emotions, to avoid downs and triggers and feeling adequate and want to give up, and not understanding that we have to move towards the mark. And sometimes we're going to fall. Sometimes we're going to go through a healing process. Sometimes we make decisions that we know that we should not have made. Like, all of these things, it happens through vulnerability. But self-awareness is what's power. Self-awareness is what makes you stronger through the hard times. Self-awareness is what helps you move forward, to move different, to shift, to pick yourself back up. Okay, so when you're going through things, understand what your feelings are. So I would suggest therapy for that. And if right now, at this very moment, that you can't, then I would suggest that you will have someone that you can be vulnerable enough to talk to, just to guide you to, or just be with you to listen with the things that you go through. Okay. Now, the shift. Let's talk about the shift from survival mode to intentional living. Listen, for a long time, I was just in a place surviving. You know, when I came back to Philly, and because I came back New Year's Eve in 2018. So February, 2 months, I finally found my first job, and I was excited about that. I was so hungry. Remind you, I was on the bus. I was so hungry and thankful to get this job so I can work, so I can be able to do what I need to do for me and my children, right? I didn't even realize how long that ride was to work. It's about a year. I was just on it, like surviving, waking up, getting through the day, pouring into everybody else, but leaving myself empty, just in survival mode, getting up, leaving out my house at 5:30 every morning, getting on the train, going to work, coming back home. I was just in a whirlwind, but I did have peace. I did have peace because I was able to, of course we want to have peace when we're able to take care of our family, right? So I was there, but then I became in survival mode because we need this, insurance, have to sacrifice for this, have to make things happen for that. So all of those things did take place. But it's that space where you're functioning, but not really living. You're not really living. So for me, something just shifted, and I got tired of just waking up tired, not doing the things that I had the passions to do, and not really. I then had to go through the journey of, Tiffany, what do you like to do? What makes you happy? Like, I was disconnected from myself, and I needed to get back to, sometimes we gotta get back to that little girl, because Delton is the real deal. Especially when you have children and you're raising kids. It's overall, it's just the real deal. So sometimes you got to go back to that innocent you. Come from the disconnect of yourself and connect back in from what makes you happy, because that's where I had to go to. What makes me happy. So I started moving with more attention, and I became fearless, like bold. What do I have to lose? Like, I'm going to do what I need to do for me, and I'm going to bring my friends and family along the way. I'm going to lift women up, because if I need the women's support and I need to be lifted up, I'm going through this, I'm sure that there's other women out here that needs to do the same. So I made time for my family and my friends, not out of obligation, but out of love. I started treating myself more. I started reading more, educating myself more, writing more. That's treating yourself. Dinners and spa days and all those type of things, they are good too, and we all need them, but we also need to have our alone time, take time to be in tune with ourselves, to breathe, to get our mind right, and to make a shift on how we want to make a change. One of the things that I did when I had that alone time and educating myself more and reading more and writing more, one of the things that today I am still working on, and I still press to the mark, is I pulled my credit reports and got serious. Because guess what? I want to live a real life. I want to live. I don't just want to look good. I want to be able to live good. And we all know that credit is important. We can make all the money, grab all the bags, put all the business together. We can do all of those things, but credit, it does matter. It's very important, and that is a part of my everyday personal journey to make sure that is taken care of until it's where it needs to be. And that's how I started having more hope. I started giving myself more hope, more motivation to do those things, and just to live again. Pour and build myself up and be able to pour into others to help them build their selves up as well. So listen, I love y'all ladies. I love you queens. I see y'all. We all out here working hard. All of us are not single. All of us are not divorced. We are living a life of happiness, right? So this is not a place where we're just living to be living. But a lot of us as women, we of course go through so many different emotions, and we need a separate place. We need a community and a camaraderie to have a sisterhood. I want to experience life, just not survive it. I want to accomplish things I used to not only dream about, but want to be a part about. And I want you all to do the same. One of the things that is important to me as well is that I surround myself by women who are already living it. I changed, some of the people that not necessarily because I can say that I have good people in my life, and again I'm thankful for that as well. But we just want to create a space for others to do the same. I want to be surrounded by women who are already living it, and I also want to create a space for others to do the same. That's what this journey is about when we're talking about fearless, intentional transformation. Okay? One of the things that I don't want to leave out is just practical tips to stabilize your life. And that goes with mental health, financial, and spiritual. You need to take care of your mental space and give yourself some compassion and to forgive yourself for some things as well. Okay? Let's start there when it pertains to your mental health. Forgive yourself. Some of us are our worst critic. Some of us sabotage our own things. Let's get grounded. I'm so serious about be easy and have some compassion for yourself, okay? Because let me tell you what helped me. Getting grounded, because healing is real, and I had to get this right. I had to repent a lot. I had to ask God for a lot of forgiveness, but I also had to forgive myself as well. Okay. So when I say self-help mentally, I started reading again. I started praying and speaking life over myself and forgiving myself. And I'm still forgiving myself for some things that's either recent, old, because again, this is a journey. It doesn't stop, but we all are reaching the mark. Okay. But I had to stop letting go of guilt. I had to stop letting go of shame. I had to remove some pridefulness. I no longer wanted those things to run the narrative of my life. So I gave myself grace, and I would suggest that you would do the same. Okay. You have permission to feel how you feel, but you don't need to heal this mind space. Okay. Again, financial, as we are building, how the saying go, when you stay ready, you don't ever have to get ready. So it's going to come. Your money is going to come. The stability is going to come, right? Because we're working towards that mark. But you got to get real about the decisions that you make. Because let me tell you something, speaking from experiences, I done made money, a lot of money, I lost money, investing in things, doing things. So all of that's going to take place too. So don't beat yourself up about it, but I will suggest that you be mindful about it and just listen from my experience. Save your dough and make good choices, okay? I got real about my credit. I started budgeting and I stopped swiping out of emotions, okay? No therapy? No ma'am, no ma'am. Now, spiritually, I did have to come back to God for real. Like, I had to cut out some distraction. I had to really talk to God and get guidance. And for a while, as I felt like I messed up in the detours of my own transformation, that I felt like God wasn't hearing me. But I had to continue to pray. I'm still praying. I'm still looking for my breakthrough of what I need. But daily, I start with gratitude for thanking God, asking for forgiveness, asking Him for Him to guide me, to give me more understanding, show me the way. Like, I'm having a conversation and starting my day off with God, because I don't want to become bitter, do not want to be in a broken place, because I have businesses to run, I have children to raise, I have a home to run, I have goal of higher education, of bettering myself, to prepare myself, because one day I'm going to be a wife again, right? I'm not going to always be this single mom, right? So yes, I do speak that into existence, but I want to stay off. I want to stay emotional regulated, right? I don't want to be overwhelmed or have a hardened heart. So that's important to me. So just a reminder that stability doesn't happen overnight, but it does start with one decision at a time. And sometimes one decision, it might be one decision that you have to do over and over again until you get that one down pat. Okay, so again, it's a journey. So whoever is watching this video today, my queen, I invite you to join Boss Mom Stay Fit community, where we are building each other up and shifting and fixing our crowns daily. This is a sacred place. If you are tired of not knowing or feeling by yourself as you are on this journey, if you're tired of doing it alone, you don't have to, okay? You don't have to. We are here, Boss Mom, Stay Fit. Fit is for fearless, intentional transformation. So there is no judgment zone here, because this is a journey, right? It's a whole movement of women who have decided and made a decision that they're going to do a mind shift and they're going to move forward. So who have been through some things, still decided to be loving, to be a nurturer, to better themselves, to hire their education, to build businesses, to love on their children, to love on their husband. But we're choosing to still grow and to heal and to live on purpose for ourselves. We have to learn how to do that, because we give so much. We give so much. So if you are looking to live on purpose and build a community of sisterhood, then it's not too late. We are here with open arms. Again, this is a no judgment zone with Boss Mom Stay Fit. Love y'all, mean it.